Mira, Nora, esto es todo lo que quedó del doctor.
Welcome back, my fellow agents. It is I, X7, your host of Zenorama, the podcast of heroes and monsters. Today is Tuesday. We have a black and white superhero movie combined with a bit of horror, which I didn't even think of putting in here, but I probably will because it's very short. It is the first Neutron movie. I think there were 4 or 5. I don't even know. There's a lot in the series, at least 4 that got dubbed into English, I believe. I'd like to apologize in advance for the quality of the pictures here. It's the best copy I could find. I think that there is a Spanish DVD out, or pardon me, Mexican DVD. But be that as it may, you do all the things like share, subscribe, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this. I don't know if I'd be interested in watching this again because it's, better quality picture and sound quality and perhaps English subtitles, if they can capture both, would be great. I probably would be interested in watching it again. But at this point in time, we will review at least 3 of these, and then we'll go on about our business, but maybe not in a row. All right, are you ready? Now, on with the show.
Oh, gee, what was that?
It was frightening, wasn't it?
It was horror.
Hey, you know what, Colin?
What, Ryan?
That's what all the songs in this CD set are about. Horror.
Are you saying that every song on this CD album has to do with horror?
You bet I am. 800 songs on 300 CDs.
That's
All about horror.
So the horror here really isn't about, undead beings or monsters or blood-sucking vampires. It's about the actual bomb in question. But this is Neutron, the Atomic Superman, and the Black Mask. Now, obviously, the Mexican title is Neutron el Enmascarado Negro, the Black Mask. That's all it is. So it's a bit of a mistransliteration here because he's the only one wearing a black mask. Directed by Federico Curiel, who's done many, many monster movie or of these sorts of movies. He's really, really good. A true horror auteur, more than 70 genre films, including Nostradamus and Santos series, The Brainiac and The Living Head. We will get to The Brainiac at some point, because I haven't ever actually watched it all the way through. Yeah, I know, take away my luchador cred, even though The Brainiac's not a real luchador movie. But this is the first in the series of at least, I think, 5. Yeah, I think there's 5 Neutron movies. And it stars Wolf Ruvinskis, Julio Aleman, Armando Silvestre, Roberto, lots of people. Anyway, we're not going to go through all of them. That is old Caronte, Professor Caronte? I don't even know. Let me go back over here. Hold on a moment. Dr. Caronte. That's his calling card. Some kind of strange item there. And there he is. That's the picture they have of him, looking like one of the masked medics, or Mr. Wrestling 2 for that matter. No, Mr. Wrestling 1. Mr. Wrestling. There is our hero, Neutron, in his spiffy outfit with 3 lightning bolts on top of his head and going down his leg. It's a pretty cool little outfit. Now, this is not truly a luchador movie. There's a lot less head scissors and things like that. I think there's 1 drop kick. Dr. Caronte has a little buddy called, let's see, where is he? Evil dwarf sidekick Tony, played by Manuel Vergara. We don't see him much in this movie, really. He plays more of a part here. There is the professor who is inventing a neutron bomb, which it dissolves people. Interestingly enough, both this and the series Eighth Man, the Japanese cartoon, had a similar sort of neutron bomb that left buildings standing but killed people. And there is our evil professor who's about to turn on his buddy. Let's see. Professor Thomas there? I don't know. and Professor Walker, pardon me, Claudio Brook. He's all, let's take it, let's use it for ourselves. He's like, no, gets shot right away. Then he shoots the guy that shoots him and says, calls the cops to say there's a robbery, but unfortunately, the professor he just killed sets off the bomb and it starts dissolving him. He runs out. And now we go into a training sequence. And it goes on and on. Our three buddies here are Carlos, Mario, and Jaime. And in English, they were Charles or Chuck, Martin, and Jimmy. They did, I mean, it's Anglicanized the name, but it's not horrible. There they are, Mo, Larry, and Curly. There's the remains of the professor. And they want to be part of it. They go over to see old Nora there. That's Nora. And all three of them are in love with Nora. Nora is played by Rosita Arenas. She's a singer, and we get a couple of songs. There is her uncle, Professor Thomas, who's the Professor Walker, pardon me, who's evil, and he goes to kill her. She screams, runs out. These guys accost her, but she gets over to Chuck, who she doesn't know that's Wolf Ravinsky's himself there. He gives her a drink to settle her nerves, sends her back home. Well, he doesn't. There's Dr. Caronte. And he always holds his little buddy's hand, which is kind of touching of all things, that this villain is. We don't ever know much about him except that he doesn't want his face shown. And he meets up with Dr. Walker, who wants to know his secret identity. He says, nope, only one person knows it, and he's dead. So he's like, okay, you know what? I'll just not. So the inspector, the three amigos go to the inspector, and he says, get out of here, you knobs. We don't want your help. And there's Professor, I want to say DeGaulle or Duval. We know what's going to happen to him. There's the army of automatons or undead or something that Caronte has invented. They kill him because he doesn't have the formula. Here, this gentleman here is, I want to say Roberto, and he's the humorous sidekick, right? Yeah, we're going to call him that. Yeah, there's our three musketeers. All of them are after Nora, by the way. So they all draw. I mean, this is a running gag here. She's singing because she wants to, her uncle tried to kill her. One of them goes, Carlos, Chuck, goes in there to see the professor. He's like, nope. And then Neutron mysteriously shows up, beats up the cops, grabs the formula, runs away. And off he goes. Our bad guys capture him, and now we have a musical interlude. This is the best one. The Rebels of Rock, they sing the Melody of Love, or a love melody. Rock Rebels. Apparently the three aces and the three diamonds are also in here, but I didn't even bother. Because that's what the movie only runs about 72 minutes. And see if we can find out a little more here about when it was released. I want to say 1957. Scroll. Release dates. It was 1957 in Mexico. And it wasn't really, well, this says April 6, 1962, but according to Tim Lucas of Video Watch Blog, this was, 1960. So, go figure. So it was brought over here. It was dubbed by K. Gordon Murray and down in the Florida section there. So it's not badly dubbed. And they do have a relatively decent sense of humor. It's pretty straightforward, which is always nice. I don't know that it was released. Neutron, the Man in the Black Mask TV title. That's not even what it is. Oh my gosh, we just saw the TV title. And now it's time for station identification. That went quick, didn't it? You are watching Xenorama, the podcast of heroes and monsters on KXNO, part of the Xenorama Broadcasting Network. We now return you to our regularly scheduled program. Our villains torture the professor to get his remaining secret for the neutron bomb formula. Caronte only has 2 parts and they need 3. Incidentally, if you're wondering why Turu is there, I'm foreshadowing tomorrow's episode. But so Caronte tells him to stop torturing him. We'll go get it. The 3 amigos show up again, and they're like, this other professor's like, no, they won't bother me because, he knows that the formula's not out there. Once again, they make a play. One of them makes a play for Nora. She forgets her music. She goes back. Her uncle attacks her. The automatons show up. Their fight breaks out, which is really hard on this crappy picture. He's dead. So they just leave him there. So she's like, what's going to happen? Now they know that Professor Walker is still alive. They don't even try. Florida never tried to hide their origins with, fake, inserts. But one of our buddies has a TV show, and there's our comedy relief, and they have a discussion, and the automatons attack Neutron, and then they go to pick up another professor. There's a lot of professors in this movie, but is it the real one? Neutron takes him away, and he says, "Here's the formula," and then they realize it's not the real one, so they have to go get him. And they take him back to their place where it's safe. Off we go back to there. Neutron shows up and says, let's work together. Here we go. So he tells them about that the bomb is a fake and that he can't do anything. Give Dr. Caronte my best regards. The sets are really good. A pristine print would just look amazing and make this a lot easier to watch. Dr. Caronte is a very fascinating individual. Now he's got everything. They can build the bomb. The Neutron gets captured. Dun, dun, dun. Everybody gets captured. He's like, no. And they pull off his mask, and it's not Neutron. He says, I'm not Neutron. I just wore his clothes, which is weird. Why would Neutron have more than one set of outfits? Now he only has his pants, gloves, and a mask. He doesn't really have, a shirt or anything. See, there he is. I'm not Neutron. He's like, well, I have a better plan for him. And then Neutron shows up, and everyone fights. The butler gets killed. The evil butler gets killed. Neutron takes on Caronte. Fake Neutron takes on the rest of them. They all run. The good professor, the one that's still alive, grabs the Neutron Bomb and Nora, and they run away. Everyone follows. They barricade themselves in. Now, this is supposed to be a movie that was released in 3 parts as a serial. But, I've never seen any evidence of that. I don't deny that it's what happened, but, if they released it over here, they would have taken all 3 parts and stitched them together, which would be, if they were all about 30 minutes with recaps and everything for the second 2, you'd get about 70 minutes. So, Nora sees there's protective clothing. While Caronte and his minions try to get him, they put it on, they release the bomb, which dissolves people, of course. Look at that. It's the Elder. Anthony, I hope you see this. I'm tagging you in it because you and Matt, because I swear that's right from the cover of the Elder. Should have put one in there. It dissolves the undead minions, and at last we're rid of him, except that he shows up in the next 2 movies, so apparently they're not. Everyone's out there talking about it. Neutron unmasks, and it is Carlos. Chuck is Neutron. Now in the next movie, they conveniently forget that he did this. And that's the end. It moves by in a hurry. 72 minutes goes by fast. I think the other 2 are even shorter, pardon me. It's fun. I don't hate it. I would have loved to see it as a kid, but it never aired. Well, it might have aired in its Mexican form, which I wouldn't have watched as a kid. I wouldn't have known what Neutron was. But as Gumby says, that's the end, damn it. All right, my fellow agents. Have you figured out the theme for tomorrow? This should help. I'm trying a new thing, another version of 7. But that's what it's going to be. It's right there. It's right there in front of you. Anyway, until our next assignment, this is X7 signing off and phasing out. And remember, the sun never sets on those who fly toward it. Be seeing you.
Monster of monsters, big as a skyscraper. When he moves, the whole earth quivers and quakes, and an abyss of horror opens up. See these prehistoric beasts emerge from the bowels of the earth after 200 million years to devastate mankind. Supersonic jets cannot catch him. Rockets cannot stop him. Armored tanks are helpless before him. Even guided missiles are powerless. See Rodin destroy a modern city, leveling it to the earth with a killing airstream of his mighty wings.